Welcome to the podcast about venture capital, where investors and founders alike can learn how VCs make decisions and reach conviction. Your host is Nick Moran, and this is The Full Ratchet.
Welcome back to TFR for a special installment of Investor Stories. In this segment, the investors tell a story about some of the most odd and unusual situations they've ever encountered as investors. This is the segment called The Strange and Unusual. On today's special segment, we have Maren Bannon of January Ventures. Maren, what's the strangest, most unusual, or most memorable startup pitch that you've received?
So one pitch that I received when we first started January was from a woman who was building an emotionally intelligent AI. She was a really impressive, fascinating woman. She's a Rwandan refugee. She's an AI expert. She had founded 3 previous startups and exited all of them. And when we met her, it was very, very early. There was no revenue, not even a product. She just had this vision of building AI in a much more emotionally intelligent way. So we invested in that first round when there really was nothing. And I think it wouldn't tick the boxes for a lot of investors, frankly. But it was simply a bet on her because we were really impressed and blown away by her. And since then, she has built this AI helper in the home. And her first market that she's going to is the disabled and elderly market. And she has signed millions in contracts, had really explosive growth over the past year or two.
On this special segment, we have Simeon Iheagwham of Nomus Ventures. Simeon, what's the strangest, most unusual, or most memorable startup pitch you've received?
Memorable. I'll go back to the first one, Gillings being my first investment. Now, I was talking to several companies at the time, and I do a lot of pitch competitions. I even do a lot of investor speed dating events. And so I actually did one yesterday. So I would say, one of the most memorable was Gillings because it was a space that was new to me. It was a space that was fascinating, that I wanted to learn more. And the founders were just amazing in their way to sort of exemplify what the problem is and how they wanted to solve it. They just had a different hunger and a fire that made me believe they were the right co-founders to tackle the problem. So I would say, that is my most memorable pitch, and that's why they were my first investment.
On today's special segment, we have Ty Findley of Iron Spring Ventures. Ty, what's the strangest, most unusual, or most memorable startup pitch that you've received?
I would say not in a negative context at all, but I'd have to give the title here to a company called Planetary Resources that was it was actually pitching asteroid mining services to enable deep space travel. And once you dig into the science, you actually can say, wow, that actually sounds like it could work. The thesis here was again to get up one of these toaster oven satellites up into space and actually then byproduct of it, mine water and precious metals out of orbiting asteroids that could in turn be leveraged for fuel so that we could further our space travel efforts. And again, very, very proud of what the mission they were doing there. But man, that one was a little bit of a stretch for me. So I'd give them the title of the most unusual, but also fascinating at the same time and unbelievably talented team around it.
Got it. I take it that was a pass for you?
It was a pass.
It was a pass. Yeah. That was a hot deal. There was a lot of folks jumping into that one, and the valuation at the seed stage was quite high, if memory serves.
It was. I remember that part of the deal as well. Yeah.
On today's special segment, we have Paul Martino of Bullpen Capital. Paul, what's the strangest, most unusual, or most memorable startup pitch you've received?
So we have a policy in our office of no demos. And the reason is if you're post-product market fit and post-seed, if you got to show me the product, then you probably aren't actually post-product market fit. It's actually it's kind of a neat trick, right? If you need me to fall in love with the product and the product vision, then the metrics aren't there around sales and traction. So no product demos. Well, we had an entrepreneur come in and insist on giving us a product demo, which usually is a bad sign. It was in the medical record space. And she really wanted us to show us the interface. And we're like, none of us are nurses. We're not the people who do this data entry. Let me show you how easy it is. Okay. We'll break our rule. You can give me the product demo. So first off, this is a live thing. This is, I'm sure, violating some HIPAA rule to pull up the random last data entry. Sure enough, she clicks on it, and it's a photo of anal warts.
Oh.
Like, yep. That's pretty much the product demo you wanted to give us, right?
Oh, no.
I'm like, literally, like, I told you no demos. We told you we weren't nurses. And the random example that broke HIPAA that you showed us was anal warts. Okay, pretty cool.
It seems like 90% of demos go wrong for one reason or another.
Well, that was a good way for it to go wrong.
I had a call the other day with a founder, and we got to the 45-minute mark, and it went well. And I was like, let's find a time for another call. It's the end of the meeting. I got to get onto another Zoom. And the founder goes, no, wait. I got to show you the product. I have to show you a demo. And I'm sitting there for another 3 to 5 minutes, and I'm like, you had me. And now you lost me.
Right. But you can't. I actually say this to founder when a founder gets insulted, because sometimes it is insulting to a founder when you say I don't want to see the demo. It's like your baby's ugly. No, it's not that. You've scored 100% on that. You can't get 110%. I'm sorry. Like in my model, you get 100% for the product without the demo. So don't do anything dumb.
It's only negative points.
Right? Don't drop the vase walking down the hallway.
That's pretty good. That will conclude this installment of Investor Stories. If you're enjoying the program and would like to see it continue, take a moment and leave a 5-star review in iTunes. Also, if you'd like updates on new content from TFR, as well as the top 10 VC articles every week, go to fullratchet.net and sign up for the newsletter. Okay, that will wrap things up for today. Until next time, over-prepare, choose carefully, and invest confidently. Thanks for joining me.